In a world where every headline tells a story and every case leaves us with haunting questions, today's narrative takes us deep into the realm of true crime mysteries that have forever altered lives and communities. We invite you on this journey into the unknown, a realm filled with tragic losses, painstaking investigations, and unexpected twists that challenge the very notion of justice. Have you ever wondered how one fateful moment, shrouded in fear and uncertainty, can cascade into a series of events that leave entire neighborhoods reeling? This is the story of lives lost too soon and families fighting for answers, a story that appeals to our collective curiosity and our search for truth. Our narrative spans multiple cases, each distinct yet intertwined by the common threads of heartache, determination, and controversy. We begin with the tragic events that unfolded around Andrea Lauren DelVesco, whose life was cut short amid a panorama of unanswered questions surrounding her final moments. We then shift to the tumultuous events surrounding Jordan Russell Davis. A young life ended in a chaotic confrontation marked by cultural tensions and an irreversible decision at a gas station. Next, we explore the grisly murder of Katharina Reitz Brow, a case mired in forensic puzzles and wrongful convictions. We also delve into the heartbreaking story of Katrina Renee Seaburn, whose promising future was suddenly extinguished by a domestic dispute that spiraled out of control. Finally, we recount the harrowing case of Tiffany Jalen Saborin, a life full of potential that ended in a brutal act of violence. Throughout this video, we'll peel back the layers of evidence and testimony, presenting the facts in a manner that is clear, relatable, and devoid of overly technical legal jargon. Our presentation is designed to be both engaging and respectful, allowing you to form your own opinions as we walk through the details of each case. Every narrative is a window into a different facet of the criminal justice system, from the early investigative missteps to the eventual breakthroughs that brought perpetrators to justice. As we move forward, keep in mind that behind every statistic and every courtroom hearing are real people whose lives were irreparably changed. Stay with us on this sobering journey as we explore how the quest for truth remains both a personal and a societal battle. Case 1. The tragic story of Andrea Lauren DelVesco. Andrea Lauren DelVesco grew up as a bright, electric spirit in Chicago before life took a dark turn. Born on June 29, 1994, her early years were filled with creative expression, a deep connection with animals, and a passion for art, music, photography, and long conversations. After graduating from St. Andrew's Episcopal School in Austin, Texas, Andy's journey led her to UCLA where she studied psychology and Spanish. With a natural empathy and an inquisitive mind, it seemed that her future would shine brightly. However, shadows loomed as she was set to face drug-related charges for allegedly possessing controlled substances for sale, a situation that left her scared and vulnerable. On a fateful morning just 4 days before her court hearing in September 2015, events took an unexpected and tragic turn. A UCLA student, Sarah, returning home early one morning, noticed a mysterious figure descending the stairs near her apartment complex. Within minutes, screams pierced the silence and chaotic sounds filled the air. When Sarah's 911 call finally reached law enforcement, officers briefly inspected the scene, including a suspicious room where an icy silence prevailed. Moments later, a violent fire erupted, and Andy's apartment was engulfed in flames. Neighbors later recalled the horrifying sight of Andy's lifeless body on the bed, badly burned and bearing multiple stabbing wounds. Forensic investigators later determined that the fire was set deliberately, a cover-up for the stabbing that had taken place moments before. Police quickly arrested two suspects, 22-year-old Alberto Medina and 23-year-old Eric Marquez. Medina's apartment yielded arresting evidence such as a bloody knife and personal belongings linked to Andy. Marquez was implicated as an accomplice in the crime. The subsequent trial raised more questions than answers, with community members demanding accountability for the police response that failed to properly intervene. Andy's story remains a poignant reminder of how one fateful night can devastate countless lives, leaving us to ponder the fragility of safety and the depths of human vulnerability. Case 2. The events surrounding Jordan Russell Davis. Jordan Russell Davis was a young soul with dreams and the promise of a bright future, until one ill-fated night in Jacksonville, Florida, altered everything. Born on February 16, 1995, Jordan was known for his vibrant personality and passion for music. On the night after Thanksgiving in 2012, while cruising with friends in a red Dodge Durango, the group's carefree journey was interrupted by a tense encounter. As the vehicle pulled up at a local gas station, an older man named Michael Dunn, visibly agitated by the booming bass of the rap music playing from the SUV, demanded that the volume be lowered. What began as a seemingly trivial complaint soon escalated into a confrontation that would have irreversible consequences. Eyewitness accounts detail a heated exchange filled with raised voices and volatile accusations. According to Dunn, Jordan hurled expletives, and at one point, an allegation was made that Jordan had shown him a weapon, an assertion that forensic investigators later debunked. No weapon was found in the vehicle or at the scene. Instead, what followed was a series of events that unfolded with disturbing precision. Dunn, reaching for his legally carried handgun, fired multiple shots into the SUV. In a heart-stopping moment, 3 bullets struck Jordan, one of which tragically pierced his aorta. As his companions scrambled to escape and call for help, Dunn calmly exited his vehicle, maintaining a tactical composure as if nothing out of the ordinary had occurred. Shockingly, after the incident, Dunn returned to a hotel and resumed a normal routine, even ordering pizza, before eventually facing arrest. The legal battle that ensued was fraught with contradictions, as Dunn's account of a defensive reaction was met with overwhelming forensic and eyewitness testimony. Trials that followed navigated between a mistrial for the first-degree murder charge and a subsequent conviction for Jordan's death, leaving the victim's family forever marked by a loss that defies reason. This case invites us to reflect on how split-second decisions can leave indelible scars on the hearts of many. C. Case 3. The murder of Katharina K. Reitz Brow. Katharina K. Reitz Brow's life, marked by quiet dignity and resilience, was brutally extinguished on the morning of May 21, 1980. Born on September 8, 1931, in West Germany, Kay had built a modest life in Ayer, Massachusetts with her husband, Charles. Recently recovering from a heart attack, she faced each day with determination and grace. However, between 7:10 a.m. and 10:45 a.m. on that fateful day, a scene of violence unfolded within her own home. Kay was found on the bedroom floor, her small frame overwhelmed by more than 30 stab wounds, 5 of which tragically pierced her heart. The violent assault, compounded by evidence of a struggle, included a blunt object believed to be a ceramic lamp, and her home had been ransacked for valuables. Initially, local police arrested Kenneth Waters, a nearby diner employee, based primarily on statements from 2 ex-girlfriends who claimed he had confessed under intense police pressure. Despite key forensic evidence, such as mismatched hair samples and fingerprints that did not align with Kenneth, the prosecution continued to build their case. For decades, Kenneth remained convicted, until his determined sister, Betty Ann Waters, resolved to prove his innocence. Her tireless work, in collaboration with the Innocence Project and the use of advanced DNA testing, revealed that the blood at the scene was from an unknown male and not from Kenneth. This breakthrough led to his conviction being vacated in 2001. Yet, justice for Kay still remained elusive until the Cold Case Unit, in partnership with Parabon Nanolabs, employed genetic genealogy in 2022. This innovative approach conclusively identified Joseph Leo Boudreau, a man who had died in 2004, as the true perpetrator. Kay's tragic story, full of missteps and eventual breakthroughs, serves as a bittersweet reminder that the quest for truth may be long and arduous, but every step brings us closer to honoring the lives lost. D. Case 4. The tragic case of Katrina Renee Seaburn. Katrina Renee Seaburn was on the brink of achieving her dreams. Born on October 3, 1994, in Clearfield, Pennsylvania, Katrina was not only a diligent student at Clarion University, where she excelled academically and athletically, but also a beacon of promise for her community. Known for her vibrant spirit and precise baton twirling, Katrina's future gleamed with potential. However, on the evening of March 1, 2017, a heated argument with her boyfriend, 23-year-old Damian Ditz, near a trailer in Washington Township would shatter that promise forever. What began as a domestic dispute over a small sum of money escalated into a dramatic series of events. Accounts from the night describe Ditz's conflicting statements, first insisting that a loose firearm had accidentally discharged, and later admitting that the gun had been deliberately fired in anger. In a matter of moments, Katrina was struck by a bullet from a .45 caliber Glock, her vibrant life extinguished in a blaze of confusion and sorrow. The ensuing investigation revealed an evolving narrative as Ditz's explanations changed during extended police interrogations. Forensic evidence, combined with witness testimonies, painted a portrait of a man whose attempt to mask his actions only deepened the tragedy. In court, the case took on the weight of a community's grief and a family's despair. Ditz was ultimately convicted of third-degree murder, along with charges of aggravated and simple assault, receiving a sentence that reflected both the loss of life and the pain inflicted on those left behind. Beyond the legal verdict, Katrina's legacy endures through a scholarship set up in her name, a small, yet enduring, testament to her contributions. Case 5. The harrowing story of Tiffany Jalen Seaburn. Tiffany Jalen Seabur's story is one that continues to haunt the corridors of a university campus and the hearts of an entire community. Born on October 7, 1984, and growing up in Wentzville, Missouri, Tiffany was known for her quick wit, passion for softball, and academic excellence. During the annual Parents' Weekend at Lindenwood University in April 1998, everything appeared normal, until tragedy struck with brutal suddenness. As a student moving about campus, Tiffany found herself caught in a horror that no one could have imagined. A student, while on his way to work, stumbled upon the partially nude body of a young girl in a grassy patch near Commerce Bank. The once vibrant life of Tiffany had been violently curtailed. She had been sexually assaulted, stabbed multiple times, and even decapitated, with her head later discovered in a portable toilet on campus. In the ensuing investigation, police employed an unorthodox method involving two specially trained dogs, whose tracking led investigators along a trail from Tiffany's last known location to a nearby pond. A distinctive blood-soaked bedsheet with unusual patterns eventually linked to a dorm room caught the attention of a student who recognized its uniqueness. These clues culminated in the arrest of Jason Shipman, a university student who initially denied any involvement and even attempted to shift blame to a minor. However, after persistent questioning, Shipman confessed to the unspeakable act. His arrest and subsequent sentencing, to 3 life terms plus an additional 150 years, provided a semblance of justice, even as the scars of Tiffany's loss remain etched into the memories of those who knew her. In revisiting these 5 haunting cases, Andy DelVesco's tragic last moments, Jordan Davis's fatal encounter at a gas station, K. Brow's brutal murder and eventual exoneration of an innocent man, Katrina Seaburn's domestic tragedy, and Tiffany Seabur's unspeakable campus horror, we are reminded that every story carries layers of complexity and deep human emotion. Each narrative is a tapestry woven from threads of pain, courage, and the relentless search for truth. The pursuit of justice in these cases has not only illuminated the challenges inherent in policing and prosecuting crimes, but has also underscored the vital importance of modern investigative techniques, from forensic breakthroughs to genetic genealogy. These stories compel us to ask difficult questions. How can we improve the systems meant to protect us? In moments when every second counts, is there enough accountability? And as we sift through fragmented evidence and conflicting testimonies, how do we ensure that the voices of the victims are never silenced? The pursuit of truth is never straightforward. It is a journey that demands both perseverance and compassion. As we reflect on these tragic events, we honor the memories of those lost by learning from the past and enacting meaningful changes for the future. Let this tale stand as a tribute to the resilience of families and communities who have fought for justice amid overwhelming odds. Their struggles remind us that even in our darkest hours, human determination can spark a quest for accountability and reform. For those who seek to understand these complex narratives, we encourage you to delve deeper into the stories and consider how every detail contributes to a larger picture of societal justice. Don't forget to subscribe my channel for more in-depth investigations and analyses on cases that shape our collective understanding of truth and justice. Your engagement and curiosity are the fuel that keeps this conversation alive, helping us ensure that each story is remembered and each lesson learned.